Hi everyone, I'm Princy from third year CSCB. Today I'm going to share about the very interesting topic that is a Firebase, the future of app development. We all use the apps every day like WhatsApp, Instagram, or Swiggy. So, but have you ever thought about how these apps are store your data, show updates instantly, or keep your account or login in? So, how it works and it was made by the Google and provides a ready-made tools for the app development. So here's a small overview of what I'm going to cover today. First, I will go with a short introduction about the Firebase. So then we will explain about what actually the Firebase it is. Then we followed by a little history of how it started and become a part of the Google. Next, we will see the architecture and the core services it provides. After that, I will explain the authentication, real-time database, and Firestore. The two of the most important features. Then we will see some advantages and disadvantages, and finally we have some small conclusion. So next is the introduction. The Firebase is a cloud-based platform. It was developed by the Google. When we saw the cloud-based, it means everything works online. So we no need to create or maintain our servers. Normally, when the developers make an app, they need to create or write a code for the backend operations like storing your user data, handling the logins, and managing the files. But in Firebase, it gives all these services already built. So we just connect our apps with the dates Firebase, start using them. Because of this, the app development becomes the faster, easier, and more secure. The Firebase is especially useful for the real-time applications like chat apps, live tracking, or online games, where data updates instantly for user for every users. So next we go with the what is a Firebase. So what is exactly Firebase? It is a backend service, which means the Firebase takes care for all the backend work. It provides the ready to use services like authentication, data storage, hosting, and analytics. So for example, if I build a food delivery app, I don't need to create or write any code for the login page or storing the orders or user details. So but Firebase already gives a API and SDKs to do all of that. Another best thing in the Firebase was it supports Android, iOS, and web platforms. So so one system can work for all devices. And also it gives a real-time data updates. If one user changes something, others see it immediately. So no need to refresh. That's why it's widely used in the modern app development. Next is the history of Firebase. Next, the Firebase was started in the 2011 by a small company that's called the Firebase Inc. That is INC. At first, it was only used for the real-time data synchronization. So later, in 2014, Google saw its potential and acquired it. After that, Google added the many powerful services like Firestore, cloud storage, cloud messaging, hosting. So now the Firebase is a part of the Google Cloud platform, and millions of developers and big companies uh, use it. Today because it's simple, secure, backed by the Google's technology. So in short, we can say that Firebase started as small, but the Google made it one of the most important platforms for the developers worldwide. Next is a Firebase architecture. Let's see how the Firebase actually works. The architecture is a client based and a cloud based. That means your app, which is a client, directly talks to the Firebase using the SDKs. SDKs are just set of the tools provided by the Firebase to help us connect our apps easily. When a user logs in or sends a data or uploads a file, everything happens inside the Google Cloud Firebase. It handles all the backend work like authentication, data storage, and hosting. Because of this setup, the Firebase gives a high performance, automatic scaling, and real time synchronizations. Even if thousands of users use the app at the same time, next the Firebase manages it smoothly. That's what the it makes it reliable for the big projects. Next is the core services overview. The Firebase offers many tools, but they are grouped into the three categories. They are build, release and monitor, and engage. Build. In this section, we include the authentication, real-time database, Firestore, and cloud storage. These tools help the developers create a strong and secure app. Next is the release and monitor. Here we all have tools like Crashlytics, performance monitoring, and test lab. These help us to test our app, fix the crashes, and keep the track of performance after releasing it. So next is Engage. This includes the tools like cloud messaging, analytics, remote config. These are used to send the notification and understand user behavior and keep the users active. So from building the app to maintaining and improving it, Firebase uses everything in one place. That's why it is called the complete development platform. Next is a Firebase authentication. Now every app today needs a login or a sign up feature, right? So every Firebase makes this super simple with the Firebase authentication. It supports many logins methods like a email, password, phone number, Google sign in, Facebook, and even the anonymous login for the guest users. It's also very secure because of all user data is protected by the Google's backend system. And the best part, we can use ready-made UI pages from the Firebase. So we can design our own login screen and still use Firebase behind it. Next, it also connects with the other Firebase services like a Firestore or Cloud Functions. So everything works together smoothly. This saves a lot of time for the developers. Next is a real-time database and Firestore. Firebase mainly provides two types databases. One is the real-time databases and a cloud Firestore. First is a real-time database. It is a older one and it stores the data in a simple JSON format. When someone updates something, it immediately changes for all the connected users. For example, in a chat app, when one person sends a message, the other person sees it instantly. That's because of the real-time database. Then we have a cloud firestore, which is never and more powerful. It stores the data in a document and collections, so it's more organized and easier to manage for the big apps. Both support offline mode, meaning is the app still works without internet and syncs automatically. When it reconnects, uh, they are connect perfect for the chat system, live tracking, and collaborative apps like a Google Docs. Next is advantages and disadvantages. Okay, now let's see some pros. Advantages first. Next, real-time data updates across all the users and devices, easy to connect with the Android, iOS, and web apps. It is a built-in authentication and with multiple login methods, and it is a scalable and reliable because it runs on the Google Cloud. Comes with the analytics, so to understand the app performance and the users. And now let's see about some disadvantages. It's a Google product, so moving to another platform is difficult. That's called the vendor lock-in. So not a great for the very complex queries like in SQL. Can become the expensive when your app gets a lot of users or data. Developers have the less control over the backend logic. It only works online option. It is no option for the private or offline hosting. So overall, Firebase is perfect for the fast development built, but for large enterprise systems, developers might choose the something more customizable. So conclusion is, so we can conclude that Firebase is complete app development platform that helps developers from the start to finish. It provides the backend tools like a databases, login systems, storage, and analytics, all in one places. It helps the build apps faster, more secure, and with the real-time data updates. Because it's powered by the Google Cloud. It's a reliable, scalable, and used by the developers around the world. So, in simple words, we can say that the Firebase makes app building easier, smarter, and quicker. That's why it's called the future of app development. Thank you.